Everybody, we're live. All right. So thanks for jumping on. Fix this until I get my studio up and running. Just wanted to jump on real fast today. Normally I go live at about 7:30 on Sundays. Have dinner plans and other things going on, so I wanted to jump on real fast, seeing as how I wasn't live last Sunday because I was still in Vegas. So big shout out to everybody who did jump on that live. We had close to 12,000 people, so it was a lot of fun. Didn't win, but it's Vegas, so it was a lot of fun to see everybody. I tried to, both me and my wife were trying to call out as many people as we could when we saw them in the chat. And if you were there and we did not see that, I really, really do apologize. We were trying to game a little bit, and the chat was flowing super fast, so it was kind of hard to keep up with everything. So please don't take offense to that. It was just really hard to try and really be able to reach out to everybody. So I always do like to start with kind of updates of things I'm hearing of, both in Vegas or casino related. So the biggest kind of update I have, I guess, obviously I just left Vegas, so I have my vlogs coming out. The first one dropped a couple of days ago. I'm working on the second, third parts now. Luckily, the gaming got a lot better towards the end of the stay. For whatever reason, the first night over on Center Strip wasn't great. Then when I really started playing towards the second night and third day at the Wynn, I got lucky. It helped me kind of cut into my losses quite a bit. So ended up not doing too bad. Kind of on par with most of my trips, left home with a little almost close to half the bankroll I was bringing. We brought a little bit over $2,500. Now that was for everything. So obviously there were tipped at the hotels, tipped at Allegro, so we did taxis up and down the strip, just sort of tipped everywhere. Then we had a lot of bars that we're staying at, so tip money there, and then gambling money. So all in all, ended up doing pretty good. So was able to come home and put a big chunk of that money back into the bank to use to fund the next trip. Probably not going to be returning to Vegas until September of this year, as I normally plan August, September trips. But I think me and the wife are going to be going out to Joliet to check out Harrah's towards the May holiday season, just because it's about a 5-hour trip, and both of us would like to see Chicago. I've only driven through Chicago, never actually gotten out to walk around, so that should be a lot of fun. But let's start with just one quick update. So if you guys are familiar, obviously, if you do a lot of Vegas stuff, Phil Rufkin, who owns Circus, he also owns Treasure Island. Hats off to you, sir. Treasure Island was a real good success for me while I was there. But he has purchased another property. It's not in Las Vegas. It's in Kansas City. It's called Gilley's. So it used to be the Golden Circle. This is going to be a HHR location. So they do all their stuff based off of historical horse racing. That's one of the few versions of slots that I do not know a lot about. So they basically take old historic horse racing, and that's how it creates randomness by placement of the horses. So it's kind of a weird, convoluted thing. I don't know enough about it to speak on it in any type of authority. But this one's a little different because it boasts right off the bat that this one is going to be based off HHR, but it's also not going to have any return to player. So they don't have any return to player stats, meaning the machines aren't set specifically at 90%, 80%, 95%. They say it's going to be based off of the historical horse racing and playing off of other people in the casino. So kind of a marriage between HHR and Class 2 bingo machines, even though Class 2, you still get randomness off of the card that's being called. So you don't necessarily have to play with a lot of people. You can still play by yourself off the server. But I'm waiting to hear more information on how that's actually going to work. And hopefully do a video on that shortly to sort of kind of compare what that is versus others. But that's kind of an interesting take on it. More of a Yes, we're going to create randomness, but we're not going to have any set return to players. We're going to do things a little bit differently. So we'll see how that goes. But so like I said, I just want to start off with a quick little update. Again, not expecting a lot of people to jump on because, again, I'm going 3 hours earlier than I normally do, and it is a Sunday afternoon. So I thought I'd jump on just as a chance to give the updates out and then go out and thank everybody that was able to attend the live, as well as a really big shout out to all of my subscribers. It has been kind of a roller coaster the last couple of months of some family stuff. So it has been really, really great to be able to decompress on my videos, interacting with everybody. There's some really great people from other countries that we were talking to on the live last week. So it's kind of cool to see other people interested in this stuff and being able to be really nice and just sort of hang out and talk to them as you play. Yes, there were a couple of people that I directed my wife. She probably should have kicked out of the chat, but it is what it is. But again, thank you to everybody. I'm sitting at now a little over 405 subscribers, 406 I think I hit this morning. So the channel is taking off heck of a lot more than I ever really anticipated. I never thought I would get honestly above 100 subscribers. And to be able to see the kind of response that I'm getting off of, especially being super low rolling. Again, 75, 88 cents. I think the average bet was about $1.25 when I was playing a lot of the Lightning Links and Dragon Links. I will have some videos coming out. I did up my bets to 50 cent, 250 denom, or 250 a bet. Kind of a mixed bag. A couple of really good bonuses and a couple of what you would typically expect getting into a bonus, and then really nothing. So, again, it's kind of nice to see everybody sort of gravitate to that sometimes because, again, you can have just as much fun. I put out the video, I think about 3 days ago. I was just leaving Vegas. We were just sitting down having a drink, and or I was actually got up super early in the morning and was walking around the casino about 3 a.m. and kind of wasn't having any fun, just sort of a couple of bonuses here, a couple bonuses there. And I was going to go get some coffee and breakfast for me and the wife to take back up to the suite, and just sort of sat down at a Dancing Drums and literally put in, I think, $40 or $50 and was just doing 88-cent bets and hit an amazing bonus and ended up leaving that machine with about $520. So, you don't have to necessarily play super high to get, yes, you are more likely to get bigger hits when you bet bigger. It's math. The more you bet, the more chance you have to win bigger. But again, there were a lot of bonuses of 400. There were a couple $200 bonuses. There was anywhere between $80 and $150 quite a bit of times. So you don't really need to. The only, I think, bad part of the trip was we had so much fun. We were hanging out, and there was that new bear game where it's, I forget what it's called, like S'mores something. And it's the three bears. And it's a super, super fun game. The music and the sounds are amazing. I was going to put a video out about that, but got into the bonus round. It was it was just a great bonus, but thought I hit record. Didn't. So that's why you'll probably see, I think it's in the next video of the bonus blast. I actually tell my wife on the video, yes, I'm recording this time. So there were a couple of times where I got a little excited, maybe imbibed a little bit more than I should have just to have fun. And there were a couple of bonuses that I didn't miss that were pretty good. So oops. But again, I was there with her. We were just having fun. The Wizard of Oz was probably one of the best things I'd have ever experienced. I am by no means a fan of Wizard of Oz. Typically, I actually told my wife I hadn't seen the whole movie before, but just to sort of see it there, the tornado scene, they actually had wind and they had little leaves that blow in that hit you, and then the poppy field scene, they actually blow in snow or manufactured snow to sort of make you think you're there as well, and you can sort of get some of a scent there too at times. So it was really super immersive. They did an amazing job with it. Definitely worth the money to go see. Yeah, I think we got our tickets about $125 a person. I did see some going for almost $300 a person. I don't know if I would necessarily want to pay $300 per person for that, but at about $100, I think it's definitely worth it. There are no bad seats there, so if you're trying to look and the only you can see is way at the top of the nosebleed, we were in section 404, which is damn near towards the top, and there is no bad seat. So please don't think you need to sort of sit in the middle. Yes, it would have been nice to be able to catch one of the apples, but to be honest, they only dropped maybe 40 or 50 apples. So, you're in there with a couple thousand people, your odds of catching it are very low. So, but that's another good thing. The dining is always great. I think in the first vlog, I did a quick little upbeat. We went to Cosmo and ate at the Natty or Nasty. Is it Nasty Patty, baby, or Naughty Patty? Naughty Patty. Sort of their new smash burger. It was really, really good. The burger was good. I wouldn't say it was like blow your mind great, but the French fries, oh my God, they're phenomenal. They were crunchy, but kind of still soft in the middle, but they weren't burnt. I would suggest to get the non-seasoned. Again, just because they already have it, they already have a flavor to it, and it's got that nice sort of panko type snap to it. So it's really, really good. I would highly suggest. The burgers aren't bad. I think they're like $16 a person for a burger. Yes, fries are extra. If you do go and you both get a burger, share the French fry. It is actually large enough for two people to eat. So save the $8. Just get one order of French fries between the two of you. We both got French fries, and I swear we had almost a full serving left over after we ate between the two of us. So share the French fries. We also went to Ketchup as well. That is one where if you are hungry, they've got the cheeseburger and French fries, I think, for $7. And it is very, very good. But we ended up going there for their spiked milkshakes, as I like to call the boozy milkshakes. We got the Dreamsicle. Really, really good. You almost can't even taste the alcohol, which is pretty dangerous. But they are really, really excellent things to do. And then, of course, I didn't film inside Mona Mika B just because I kind of wanted to enjoy my breakfast. But, of course, if you do go there, you have to get the date-covered bacon. It's their sort of signature sort of extra side that they have, and it's really, really good. Yes, you only get about 3 or 4 slices of bacon, but it's thick cut bacon. And it tastes like nothing you would ever imagine. It's just so good. So I tried the what's it called? The Dubai strawberry chocolate pistachio crepes. It's okay. Really, I only ate about half of it. It just didn't have a taste to me. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Not saying it's not great. I mean, if you're someone who likes pistachio and likes crepes, you probably will like it. Pretty decent. I think it's only about $23, so it's not that horribly expensive. But our dinner was probably the highlight at Allegro. Again, I didn't want to film in there because I did get the email from the Wynn saying you can film while you game, but they would prefer that you don't film really anything else. So I really didn't want to get in trouble there. But they have, we ended up getting Caesar salad. Then we got the meatballs, which if you are familiar with Mother Wolf, they have their own version of their meatballs, which are legendary out there. These are probably on par, just as good. I mean, the sauce was not sweet, but it wasn't super spicy either. It was a nice little mixture. Very, very light as well, which kind of surprised me. It wasn't like a heavy marinara. Little bit of some light, fresh mozzarella, just to the point where it just melted over the meatball. It wasn't hanging over it or kind of masking the whole taste of it. And you could tell it was really just freshly made. Everything was great. Service was amazing. We ended up getting the flat. It's like we got their pizza, but it was more of like a flatbread. So for some of you who do live in the Midwest, it kind of reminded me, at least from the crust version. If you do remember Chi-Chi's, they used to have a Mexican pizza with a real thin, light, really good crust. Again, I'm not saying it's on par with Chi-Chi's, but it just gave me that texture that took me back to my childhood, remembering that. But it was great. I mean, the sauce wasn't overpowering. The cheese was perfect. Just enough basil on it. And it was really big. We split the whole pizza between the two of us. We ordered one and they brought it out on 2 giant plates. So overall, I thought it was great. I think the dinner alone cost about $130, $140. We had 200, or we had almost 200 in resort credits, so that took care of it. But it's a great, Allegro is a great sort of place to go. A little bit less seating than some of the other places. It is right off the casino floor as you go back towards Awakening and branch off towards Encore. So it does get a little loud from people walking by, but I mean, the service was phenomenal. It's an open kitchen concept, so you could sit near the kitchen. So I would suggest if anyone does watch this later, please feel free to check out Allegro over at the Wynn. It is probably climbing as one of my favorite places to go to in Las Vegas, and I've been to quite a bit of different restaurants out there over the past 10 years or so. So that is a definite plus. Other than that, I know I've got the videos coming out. Final thoughts sort of on what did I like and what didn't I like. I really liked the room in the casino over at Paris. We stayed in the executive suite. The bed was amazing. That bathroom was gorgeous. The location was perfect. We were right there on the strip. We could jump to Cosmo and Bellagio in just a matter of a few minutes. I've always preferred the Paris casino over all the others. Probably only a close second to, I would say, Cosmo, just because of the selection of games they have. But probably the biggest takeaway I would say, which was kind of odd, was we spent quite a bit of time playing over at Resorts World, Fontainebleau, and of course the Wynn, where I was staying at for the last 2 nights. And the drink service was not very good. We had to at times actually try to find a spot over at Charlie's, the sports bar they have, and it was jam-packed to people, or there was enough people there to where we couldn't sit next to each other, so it really made no sense. And most of the tables there, when I did look to sit down, they were only just either blackjack or poker video. There wasn't any type of other type of keno or slot to play. So we kept looking, sat it down on the machine and just sort of played it for about Buffalo for about 10 or 15 minutes, and no one walked by. So we ended up stalking a server and sitting down near her right as she was getting ready to take some orders. So that's kind of odd. I do know from past experiences, I've had great drink service over at the Wynn. This time it was off. It could just be because it was just 2 days before the New Year's. So it could be that they were just super jam-packed. Maybe they had people off because it's a holiday and they were a little short-staffed. Don't know. But probably the worst drink service I've had, which is odd as well, is Fontainebleau. We could not find a drink server anywhere in the casino. We walked the entire floor twice, just sort of looking to do the same thing. Can we post up somewhere and get a drink? Nothing. There were no bars open, and we were there at, it was about what, noon, 1? Probably. Yeah, noon 1 we were there. And the only bar open was part of the center bar that, again, has no bar tops. So nothing. There was nothing open. There was one place they said that would be open, but they weren't going to open until later in the afternoon, where they have bar tops. You can really get some good service. But we ended up leaving there and going to go eat a piece of pizza at Miami Slice. And then we came back to the Wynn because it wasn't good. So I definitely do think when I do go back that I will absolutely be staying center strip. That's just because, again, you get a lot better, at least I'm odd. I've got a lot better drink service over at Paris, Flamingo, and Harrah's than I did anywhere else. So those are kind of my takeaways. Feel free to chime in, leave a comment below if you've had similar issues at those, or maybe it's just a runoff. Like I said, I don't want to say anything bad about those properties because I did enjoy them, playing in them. Like I said, it could just be holiday weekend, short-staffed, any number of things. So I don't think it's indicative just because, again, it's a one-off. Like I said, I was kind of surprised because I've always had good service there. So we'll see. But Adi, just want to jump on real fast. Like I said, I wasn't expecting anybody on or much of anybody on just because, again, I'm 3 hours ahead of what my normal live schedule time is. Now, the next live gaming most likely will not be until the end of January or sometimes towards the middle of February, just because the only really available casino for me to do here is going to be Jack's Casino or the MGM Northridge, which is about a 2-hour drive north from here. And if you do live in the Midwest, especially if you live in Ohio, you do know that area is kind of iffy, especially this time of year. It can be 45 degrees in Columbus, which happened when I went back last month. And the second you cross into, the Akron area, you just get hit with a wall of just lake effect snow and you get buried. So I'm going to have to really sort of plan that out and try to go on a Saturday or a Sunday when it's completely dry, it's completely warm, above 40. So I'm not going to have to worry about any type of issues coming and going from the casino. So I will drop an update when I do go live next. Unfortunately, I don't live anywhere close to be able to do that more often, which is probably also good on my bankroll. But yeah, so I mean, the casinos here do not allow any type of live play, and unfortunately, they've been cracking down on actual recorded play as well. Caesars, I had to be careful of. They asked me to stop recording the other day, so unfortunately, is kind of the way it's going, which doesn't make sense because if you promote your casino out, you show people the type of games they have, they're more likely to come in there looking for those games, which ends up making you a little bit more money because they're coming to you. So, oh well. But again, huge thank you to everybody out there. Again, cannot thank everybody enough for all the comments and just sort of following and keeping up with everything that's going on. Please feel free to, as well as, like always, feel free to drop your channel information into the comments later so later people looking can see that. And then also let me know if you guys have any suggestions on other days or other times in the week that you guys might prefer that I go live, just so maybe we get more people involved and more people sort of jumping on so that I can help promote your guys' channels as well. Again, I feel bad because I want to make sure that I've been having a little bit of a success lately. I like to make sure that everybody else sort of gets to succeed as well with me. So I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Again, I got to start getting stuff ready for some family dinner stuff. So this wasn't going to be a super long live. I just wanted to sort of get out there and thank everybody for just the crazy amount of fun we've been having the last 6 months on this channel. I think in the last 6 months, we've jumped from literally 30 subscribers all the way up to 406. So I think 2026 will be a really good year. Again, my channel has never and will never be about any type of monetization. So I will put that out there. If we ever do get to that point where channels or where I am getting monetized and there are things like super chats and stuff like that, please do not do any of those. If you do feel like you want to support other creators, that's amazing. But there are a lot of people out there that could use that money more than I can. So if you ever do feel like you'd like to show some support, I would probably suggest maybe looking for a good local charity or a food bank or something that could use the help. So while I would absolutely thank you for that type of support, I would probably prefer just you guys being involved and sharing your stories and sort of talking. And just hanging out with me, just, being friends and hanging out. So, I'd like my channel to get larger so more people see how fun it is to play low Roland. Can't talk today. But again, monetization is never the plan for that. If it happens, great, but I will never want to nor feel comfortable with accepting any type of donation or super chat or anything like that that goes directly to me when it should be going to other people. So that's it. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. Again, hopefully you guys have a great week. Tomorrow is Monday. It's my first day back to work in 2 weeks, so I'm kind of dreading it a little bit, but I do feel like I need to get back to work. We do have a lot of fun there, so should be a good, fun, long, dirty day. So have a great weekend, everybody, or a great week. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.